No, you're not.
Old Foe 1920. You know, when your daddy Warbucks, you can use a bourbon like that to do a long pour, and you really don't mind, you know.
All right, tonight on Power of Bourbon, we are going to take up the challenge that ADH Whiskey put out a couple weeks ago, which was part 2 of the Reddit "You only get 5 bottles of bourbon." So ADH Whiskey, in true ADH Whiskey form, made his own list, made it hilarious. Tons of channels on the whiskey tube, Bourbon Junkies, Bourbon Night, other people like that are picking this up and doing their 5 bottles. So I figured, and we figured, why not do ours? So the first category, and we're going to try to get all of these in. We told Brian he's got to be short and sweet, which, you know, Brian's a little bit like an old man, just kind of rambles. We'll rein him in, or I'll edit a bunch out. The first one of the list is your bourbon to start the night. So
entry buzz.
All right, Brian, what's your entry buzz?
All right, entry buzz. I'm returning to an old fave, Weller Reserve.
Ooh.
Why not?
Wow.
Like, I feel like you hear about it, then people kind of forget about it, and then it's like, oh yeah, I got 2 of these on my shelf. And you have them there for a reason. There to be drank, not collected. Entry buzz, decently available, Weller Reserve.
Decently available. Brian starting off with a tater bottle.
I know.
All right.
It's like you did homework. I like it.
So, you know, starting the night, I want to stay, which I want to maybe just to get going. So I'm choosing bourbon water, 10-year Basil Hayden. You know, this is coming in at low proof. Was it 80 proof? 80 proof. Got a little bit of oak in there, but really just water. I mean, it's fine. It's good to get you started. You know, people are going crazy about their alkali water with these mineral stuff in there. I don't know. I'll stick to my 10-year water. That's my entry buzz.
All right.
10-year water. I like it.
My entry buzz is a great entry buzz. You may not have heard of this brand yet, but, you know, I hang out with Chuck all the time, and I don't have his piggy bank. So my entry buzz has got to be a cheap version of his stuff. He likes the barrel, so I'm going to pick Stellum, which is a cheaper version of barrel because it's by the same people. High proof, everything like that. Great bottle of bourbon, but not the barrel price tag. So I can act like I'm a big boy like Chuck.
Oh, that's brand new. Bringing out the new stuff.
Absolutely. So the second bottle in this list is the everyday, your favorite bottle. So the good thing about
current
this,
favorite.
Yeah, current favorite. So the great thing about this is it can change. What it is when we're filming this episode, what it is 3 months from now is going to change.
Current favorite that I can grab off the shelf and not feel guilty about, you know, the fact that it may be gone one day is Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. So I can grab this off the shelf. I'm enjoying it. I know if I have patience, it's going to come back around in a few, months, 6 months or so, have another chance. I am loving the Toasted Barrel. If you haven't seen our review on it, feel free to link that, TJ. And this is great stuff. Current fave.
I like it. So current favorite. This is a hard one for me because when you have a collection like, you know, TJ behind you there, and you just go from one to the other and you enjoy them all. But right now, I can't leave off this list. This Maker's Mark FAE01. So this is the 2020 release. TJ linked the video. 2021. Excuse me. Thank you. Right. That was a slip of the tongue. Best value in bourbon. There, said it. It is delicious. In fact, I'm gonna enjoy it a little bit right now.
And that was actually going to be my fave, except I'm just too heartbroken when I'm like, I can't bear for that bottle to be gone. And
I've got a second.
And that's the difference between you and me.
Yeah. All right. So my current day favorite is actually another one. I kind of have a theme here of, you may not have heard of it, which is Pursuit United. As you can see, I've been drinking a lot of this, and it's not in stock right now. You have to wait till probably June or July to get it. It is from Kenny and Ryan, who do Bourbon Pursuit. It is their line. They just released it. They're going to release a second release and continue to release it every year. And they're actually expanding to a rye, which I'm excited about. But this thing is a great, just everyday drinker, and it's wonderful. Your third bottle is your Hipster bottle. It is a bottle or a brand that you have started to enjoy and other people really don't know it. You could bring this to a party and the vast majority of people are going to be like, what is that? And deep down, you know, it's really
let
good.
me tell you.
Mm-hmm. So, and it's a little part of you doesn't want to take it to the party because you don't want anybody else to know about this because you want to be able to get
except Brian, because he loves to shout it from the mountaintop.
Exactly.
Right.
So what are you shouting from the mountaintops, Brian?
Well, if you know me at all and you've watched any of our videos, you know exactly where I'm going here. So I'm going to give you just 2 seconds to think.
2 things.
It's not old though. So
that was one of them. So I got.
So you know the others. Just got to be 80 Lost. Like little known. Once again, first love bias here. Got me into the whiskey and bourbon game. But this 6-year 4-grain, absolutely phenomenal. They do so many cool things. Like here, I have a honey cask finish. Over here, it's like a curacao finish. I mean, it's just like they do all kinds of just fun things. So like there's always something coming off the 80 Lost shelf that's unique, interesting, something to bring to the party that someone doesn't have and doesn't know about. And it's good.
So my little known bottle that makes me feel cool.
And I know where you're going here.
I mean, I feel cool anyway, but you know where I'm going? Where do you think I'm going? It's too late. Did you see it?
I feel like you're on Driftless.
No.
Okay.
I do love my Driftless. I recommend anybody go to Driftless Glen, Baraboo, Wisconsin. Great restaurant, good food, do the tour, good whiskey sampling. But that's not me. Okay. So this is one of my top whiskeys of 2021 so far. Ooh. This is an untitled whiskey from 1-8 Distilling in DC. This is a single barrel pick from Collective Pour in Champaign, Illinois. So this is sourced. It's not from 1-8. This is sourced from MGP. So it's a 13 plus year high rye bourbon. This particular barrel only had, I think it was like 35 or 37 bottles that came out of it after that aging process. So it's like bourbon concentrate. As the rye comes through, the oak. This is just, like I said, one of my top whiskeys of 2021 so far. We'll see if it makes the top 10. But not a lot of people know about Untitled. They do some other products. Again, the Untitled brand is sourced. I have one of the Untitled number 13 as well, which is sherry finished. But this single barrel from MGP is absolutely amazing.
All right. So mine, I'm going to stick to what I've been doing, which is a relatively unknown, but this is the category that it's supposed to be there. And this one, I know I'm from Kentucky, but you have to cross the river for. We've crossed the river multiple times to get there. And every time I got to do the tasting because it's free. Because my wife is a wine club member, so the whiskey tasting is free too. And they do amazing stuff, which is Hubert's. And it's also Starlight Distilling. So that is right over the river in Indiana. And they got some great stuff. This is actually the double oaked. And I'm willing to say it. It's better than 1910. And those are fighting words for Brian.
Yeah, that is not an accurate statement. Not the statement about fighting words.
You don't know.
The statement about that being better than 1910.
You don't know. You've never had it.
Not...
Way to be open-minded.
You know what? Let's I will be as open-minded as
makes the world better.
As a shut door on this discussion. That's how open-minded I feel like being.
Well,
saying that's better than
I would say, here's how we can settle it. So the next category is the bottle of whiskey that you're gonna rub in your friend's nose. It's the one that you like. I'm gonna say, hey, here's my best bottle, and you're gonna bring this out, and you're gonna rub my nose in it. So Brian, what are you gonna rub my nose in?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you like oh hey, look what I got, which by the way isn't my style. Like I drink what I drink, everything's cool. But every now and then you have that person that's just like, constantly just going, hey, look at this tater, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one. And then that's when I just go, hey, oh, what's this? Is it I believe, let's see, it's an Old Forester. Oh, you don't just get this on the shelf though, do you? Oh yeah, this is the President's Choice right here. Let's just say, just set that right there. I'll just let it speak for itself. Boom, right there. Also, President's Choice.
So you must be
You're
hanging
never
out with
gonna
other
get one of these.
friends
Boom.
other than us. Because TJ, do you have a President's Choice?
I don't. I turned down one.
Oh, but what else did you get that day?
I had an Old Forester barrel strength that was better than the President's Choice.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Wait, do you have an Old Forester barrel strength?
But Epic
Two,
Buzz
actually.
right here. Epic Buzz plus still really delicious.
Yes.
El Presidente right here.
100%.
I think we did a review like on President's Day of these actually, or something like that. So,
And
it was Inauguration Day, I think.
yeah, or Inauguration Day. Yeah, link that video.
And to be fair, your two other friends, other than us, would be impressed with that bottle. Just unfortunately, not us.
Yeah, what bottle am I gonna use to make my friends jealous? I thought about maybe this Old Carter whiskey batch number 1. I thought about maybe this Old Carter batch 6. It was just phenomenal. Top whiskey of 2020, one of them. Then I was like, well, but the BTAC collection, I mean, that is just like highly sought after. Didn't pay secondary price either. Like that could make my friends jealous, right? But then really what I came back to was my Old Fitz 16. We blinded this off against Pappy 15. This was, I mean, honestly, I got super lucky. We just happened to go to the distillery. They had it, right place, the time. And it's in the decanter series bottle. Like, you don't even have to like whiskey. You're just going to be jealous of the bottle. So, yeah, that's Old Fitz 16.
Really excited you did that, Chuck. We did not talk about this before, so everybody can agree to that. We had not gone over these lists before. So for me to impress the guests, I'm just gonna say 15. That's just what I go with, and by that I mean I got barrel 15. I got a Old Fitz decanter series 15.
16's better, but whatever.
I got a new Riff 15-year-old. And then, if that's not enough, I got this little old man smoking a cigar with a 15-year-old statement. Oh, it says Pappy 15. Apparently that's a good bourbon. So if I really want to impress my guests, I just say, hey, 15.
I think Brian wins in this. It's like we needed multiple bottles to impress our friends, and Brian only needed one.
Exactly. So if you got a good one, you just need one.
Yeah.
Well done.
But I am possibly willing to trade my one for your several if we want to go in that direction.
The final category is the most interesting category. Depending whose channel you watch, they've gone different ways with it. I don't plan on dropping a bottle like Dan from Bourbon Junkies, but it is the long pour bottle. So this is a bottle that you can long pour and impress your guests while you do this amazing pour, and it always lands in the glass. So Brian, what's your long pour?
Well, as the most budget conscious person on the channel, my long pour, really, it comes down to something that I would consider drinkable. So if it actually goes in the glass, I'm willing to drink it. But I'm not hating myself if it misses the glass at the same time. And in this whole, maybe it's because I'm in Missouri, kind of Midwest, somewhat close to Texas. Like just the whole long pour idea just has a little bit of like Texas, hold my beer and watch this kind of vibe. So for me, it's got to be Redneck Riviera, because if you watch our live stream last time, you can tell like barely drinkable, but drinkable, and you don't mind just popping this baby open and being like, oh, it's like hold my whiskey and watch this, and you're just like, hey, how far does that go? And then boom, there it is, So you don't mind doing that. And the beauty is, at 80 proof, Like it's like, hey, I can take this. Smells delicious. Hello, small batch whiskey with vanilla honey smoothness and subtle oak. Don't mind if I do. Maybe it's artificial. Maybe it's not, but smells delicious either way.
Before I go to my next bottle, I want to see Brian drink all that.
Nope.
barely drinkable. Ooh.
So my long pour. I mean, we're just gonna start out with. Oh!
Oh, there it is.
That was splendid. I have not been practicing either. That's just skills.
4.5.
Brian, this might upset you. This might upset you.
No, you're not.
Info 1920. You know, when your daddy Warbucks, you can use a bourbon like that to do a long pour, and you really don't mind, you know. And it's so good, maybe you'll just lap it up off the counter. I'm not gonna do that, but
No.
yeah.
I would like to see that. That needs to be on the outtakes. Charlie like rubbing his tongue up on the counter.
Maybe that'll be on the next live stream.
All right. So my long pour is because I am so annoyed of all the love for this. Every time you see people post on it, and within 30 seconds, you see this comment every single time. So my long pour is some Lot B. And the reason is it's not Pappy, guys. So I don't understand why we are so concerned about this Pappy stuff. I mean, it's wonderful. It's great, but it's not like $1,000 good. It's Van Winkle Lot B, 12 year. Not Pappy 15. I use that to impress the guests. So that's mine. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff, and we will see you next time.
Stay neat.
Power of bourbon.